Dressed to impress, the celebrities are ready to join the Grafton household to sample the finest cuisine the 1920s had to offer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first course is calf's tongue and quail's egg in pig's trotter jelly.
Right. Oh, thank you.
This may be a little unusual, but I would like to invite you, Duffy, and you, Pollard, to join us at the table just for tonight only.
Oh, that's very kind.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Mum.
Oh, yeah. Well done.
Up your bum.
It's lovely that they allowed me to join them. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody enjoyed the food that we spent hours preparing and cooking today.
I have a problem with pig's feet. I don't care how you jelly it up. It's still pig's feet, trotters, and I don't eat them.
It's a bit like jelly that you have with custard. But, really, I think it could do with it being a bit more spicy.
Very tasty.
Is that the perfect spot?
The starter may have got mixed reviews,
Oh, I say.
but as the guests get stuck into the main course and then dessert, the talk turns to the recent murder of Nancy Bloom and what should happen to her money.
Here's an idea. Why doesn't Tamara sign over all of Bloom's money to me?
Charles, that's enough.
Oh, do leave Charles alone, Montague. You're only upset because he's having a go at your precious Nancy Bloom.
Something been going on?
Apart from Montague dipping his nib into Nancy Bloom's inkwell.
Like father, like son?
Not me. Just because my grandfather and father might have got up to some things doesn't mean you'll catch me slumming it with a tart from below stairs like that.
Charles.
Well, to my mind, Nancy Bloom was a thoroughly nasty piece of work and she deserved everything she got.
Yes, well, if you keep on speaking like that, I'll blacken that other eye.
Just do your worst,
Oh,
Montague.
yeah.
Go on, have a go.
Oh, yeah, where were you in the storm, eh? On the ship. Oh,
Oh, gosh.
Lena.
Do something quickly. Oh, my gosh.
Have a glass of wine. There we are.
Thank you, Doctor.
That's all right. Are you feeling all right?
I'm fine.
That's all right. Just take it easy.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
To my wife's swift recovery.
Lady Helena.
Lady Helena.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Smythe, can we get some water for a lady, please?
Water, please, Smythe. Thank you.
Montague, take a drink. It's lovely. Lovely. Montague? Montague? Montague!
Calm down. Give us some space. Colonel, he's dead.
It took me hours to make that blancmange. I mean, look at that.
I think this is one of the most dysfunctional families I have ever seen.
This is the most awful evening of my entire life.
Another one bites the dust. It's getting to the point where I'm not surprised anymore. Do you know, it's like, who's next?
As they leave the church, the celebrities discover two of the suspects lurking in the graveyard.
All of a sudden, we come across Lady Helena and Lady Constance. Okay, here we go again.
Tell me, what do you make of it all?
Well, I'd look closer to home for answers. Take Smythe, for example. A butler should be seen and not heard. He needs to remember his place.
If anyone's going to reprimand the staff, I shall be the one to do it. After all, your sister left Grafton Manor to my husband and not to you, Constance.
We know that Lord Montague is dead, and we know that the money's up for grabs.
We've got 4 family members, all potentially trying to get their hands on their money, including these two.
You might be able to fool most of these people, but not me, my dear. Exercise caution, prudence, and modesty, Helena. And know your place.
So, one of them could be the murderer, or one of them could be the victim, the next victim.
No wonder your sister stopped talking to you. You're nothing but a nasty old busybody.
A little word of advice, Helena. Do not speak to me like that again. Ever!
And quite frankly, I wouldn't care if they both got bumped off. I don't like either one of them.
Best of friends?
Right.
Is there anyone in this house that likes anybody else?
I don't think there is.
Will they last the day out?
Well,
Both of
will
them
we?
or one-
Little do our celebrities know that another surprise is waiting for them back at the manor. The net is closing in on the Grafton Manor murderer. The celebrities have decided who they think is guilty. But are they right?
Honoured guests, the time has come for you to reveal who you believe the killer is and why. Lady Ripon, what is your verdict?
We believe that our main protagonist is Lady Helena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she had accomplices.
Yeah.
We believe that her accomplices were Lady Constance, the lawyer, the doctor, and Smythe.
So maybe it's cheating, but I just went for everybody. Everybody's guilty.
Whatever happens, we will have named the murderer because we named everybody.
Interesting. Let's take every murder and look at them in detail. Starting with the gruesome death of Nancy Bloom. She was the mistress of Montague Grafton.
It's a bit late to be playing Little Miss Innocent, isn't it? You better be careful.
Or what?
And was blackmailing him to get a bigger cut of the Grafton estate.
Now keep quiet and go away.
A decision that she would pay for with her life. Then there was Charles.
Then I'll get all your money, and there's nothing you can do about how I spend it, all right?
As Lord Montague's heir, he too stood between the killer and the Grafton fortune. So he was killed in an act of cold blood. Then there was Keith Duffy. He had unwittingly discovered the truth.
She's definitely one of them, I think. And it's whoever she's with.
We thought that he knew something he hadn't told us, didn't we?
Yes.
So the killer dispatched him with a pair of scissors in his back.
Duffy obviously knew who the murderer was. So if we'd listened to him more, perhaps he might still be alive now.
Finally, we have the murder of Armstrong in the maze. As the half-sister of Montague Grafton, she too had inherited a sizable sum, and with Charles dead, now had a chance to get it all. She wrote a secret note in invisible ink, planning to confront the killer.
Meet me at the maze.
The maze to discuss money.
But the killer was waiting for her. 4 victims, 1 killer. And that is you, Lady Helena.
Hey,
we did it.
Oh, this is fabulous. Get the champagne out, Watson.
Well done.
Hey. Oh.
But remember, there have been 3 other murders.
Yeah.
And for those, Lady Helena, you had 1 accomplice. A man with whom you've been having a long-standing affair, and who you needed to dispatch everyone else who stood between both of you and all the money. When Charles unwittingly discovered your secret liaison,
I saw 2 figures, a man and a woman, dancing the light fandango.
your murderous plan was in danger of being exposed. And when he told Clementine what he knew, you had your accomplice. Slit her throat.
Oh my.
Oh, it's dreadful, really.
And write Smythe's name in her blood to put the celebrities off the scent.
Smythe is the killer. Smythe is the killer.
That leaves the one man who stood between both of you and the Grafton estate. Your husband, Lord Montague Grafton. Knowing you stood to make nothing from the Baroness's will.
To my daughter-in-law, I leave my costume jewellery.
You urged your accomplice to shoot him on the night of the reading, but his aim, as it always has been, was poor, with the unfortunate Reverend Richard Coles standing in the way. But the second attempt was more successful. Wasn't it, Driston Marwell?
Yeah! Get in!
That's
All over her like a duvet.
Yeah.
I knew he was a bad one.
Driston Marwell, Lady Helana Grafton. You nearly got away with money and murder. But the only thing you will get is the hangman's noose.
Well, we certainly got it right where Lady Helena was concerned, but unfortunately we didn't quite get it right where the lawyer was just her single accomplice.
I think we named 4 accomplices, and there was only one, so we were half right. Well, 1/5 right, or 1/4, or whatever.
Yeah. Go on.
Take her down.
I think we've had a fun few days where we've had to use our brains, we've had to concentrate, we've had to come up with a solution, and I think we've all enjoyed the exercise and the challenge.
Go on, get the
Too
cuffs
good
out.
for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. We've had a fantastic time. There have been lots of murders, but we have survived and we're friends.
Goodbye.
See you
Have a
again.
good rest.
You'll-
I've never been to a murder mystery weekend before, so I'm not sure what my expectations were, but I think it's been enormous fun.
It's been terrific fun. I wouldn't swap it.
Well, I've just been shot dead, which was the kind of very exciting. Something I've always wanted to do, actually, is be shot with an exploding blood vessel and then just lay under a sheet trying not to be obviously breathing.
So I'm stabbed with a broken scissors in the back. I'm bleeding out all over the place, can you see? So there's an ambulance on the way. We're going to do a pub crawl on the way to the hospital. Can't ask for more. Get a bit of morphine and it's going to be a great night.